So here's the deal. You've been doing this for over 2 decades now, and I know that you get approached by new and prospective comedians. What are the most common questions that these folks ask you? Uh, and you've heard these over and over and over again, and you give the same kind of answers over and over and over again. What are the questions, and what do you tell these folks?
Well, usually if you're talking about new comedians, then they're really new comedians, because people who have been around a while, even if they've been around 2 or 3 years, a lot of times um, they kind of know what they have to do. Um, but new comedians always ask the wrong question, in my opinion, and that is, how do I uh, how do I set up gigs? How do I get contracts? What sort of be looking for? These are the questions that, you know that
No,
you,
no, I know. I get the same thing, and it's like, dude, you don't have an act. You can't be. You got to have an act first.
right. Yeah. The first thing you have to be is funny. And if you're consistently getting laughs on stage, then um, then the rest of the stuff you can figure out as you go. You figure out what a contract is supposed to look like, and agents will come looking for you. And usually they'll come looking for you when you don't need them anymore. And you've already established that you're funny. And first and foremost, you have to be funny. That's it. If you're consistently getting laughs on stage, that's a rare enough thing that, there's lots of comedians that aren't consistently funny, and you just have to be funny. That's the hard part. It's not hard to find an agent. It's not hard to put a website together. It's not hard to put videos on YouTube. What's hard is being funny, and that's all I did. I just went show to show to show and tried to maximize laughs. I taped every single show when I was opening, every show.
Now, did you go back and evaluate those for improvement
Yeah,
purposes and those kinds of things?
yeah. I went back. This was before the days of the Comedy Evaluator, and so I just went back and listened to it, and and it's not rocket science. They're either laughing or they're not. And I went back and listened to every tape, over and over and over again. And if there was laughter, then I would go, okay, that joke worked. If there wasn't laughter, then I would say that joke didn't work, and it needs to be fixed or tweaked or thrown out.
Booted. Yeah, booted. Yeah. And that's the thing. And how many times have you seen this where, and I've seen this in open mics over and over and over again, where people stick with the same stuff that doesn't work, somehow expecting it, I guess, to mature like fine wine.
Line.
And the problem is it doesn't mature like fine wine. What it does is it ferments like dog do on a front lawn. It
Yeah.
just it just stays there, and it still stinks. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I've never. I call it comedy deafness. Refusal to acknowledge that the audience is not with you on whatever you're doing, and we all have it. We all have that thing that it's funny to us, and if it's funny to you, if it's funny to me, then it's legitimate at some level, because I've got a reasonably well developed sense of humor. So if I think something is funny, well, then it's funny. But that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work with an audience. And if you've got things that um, everything in your act doesn't have to make the entire audience fall apart. That's not necessary. But you do need to be at least generating consistent enough levels of laughter among the majority of the audience members if you expect to get work.
Well, exactly. I mean,
You can be an artist in a coffee shop, and you can go out and do your esoteric stuff and be really happy with how avant-garde you are. That's fine, but you're not going to get paid to do that.